Hey everybody, welcome to Sudden Effect. I know it's been a while since I uploaded a video discussing a topic, but today I want to talk about the scariest experience that's ever happened to me. By the way, somebody asked me what was my scariest experience, so I decided to share it here on YouTube. But not only was it a scary situation for me, but it was a really disturbing event, something I'll never forget, to be completely honest with you. But the story begins back in November 2012, just around the time President Obama defeated Mitt Romney during the elections. And I'll tell you, at the time, I had the honor and the privilege at my school to make so many speeches on why President Obama was going to beat Mitt Romney and why Obama's one of the greatest presidents ever. Now, that's just my opinion. I'm sure many of you do not agree with that statement, but nonetheless, I would do everything to support Obama, from renting an Obama book from the school library and waving that around to standing on tables and making a speech in the school cafeteria. It was so much fun. I had a blast doing it, and the students would call me the voice of Timber Creek, which is the name of the high school, by the way, because I would always voice my opinions. I had a blast. But despite that, students, they hated it. I mean, they really hated it. There was a strong negative reaction from mostly everybody, because the majority of them, nearly 4,000, wanted Mitt Romney to win. Even teachers were upset with me, which I'm not going to get into them now. Some of them were, by the way. But the day Obama won, the hate just doubled. I mean, people were like, this fool was right all this time, and he's been annoying us for the longest time. And meanwhile, I was actually trying to justify it at the time, saying, hey, I'm not the key reason why Obama won, so don't blame it on me. But through the months of November, December, and January, the students would oh man, the students would always pull harsh pranks on me and always pour salt in my wounds. It was just not a good time, and I have so many stories about my whole run as being the voice of my high school, which I'll probably get into another time. But this is where it gets a little bit, well, disturbing, and of course a little bit serious. This was around January of 2013, and somebody came up to me and asked, hey Adrian, did you hear about that hit list going around? You're on it, apparently. As of course you're listening to Halo. And of course that student was like, yeah, okay, sure. Initially I thought it was one of those pranks going on, and then the next day, two other people came up to me and they asked me, they said the same thing. They were like, hey Adrian, you better watch out because there's a hit list going around and we heard that you're on it and this and that. So I was getting a little scared at that point, and I rode the bus to go home that day, and they were talking about the hit list. So the rumors were going around the school that there was a hit list going around. I don't understand what was going on. I really don't know. But they were telling me how I was on it. And again, I'm not sure if I believe it. At the time, I didn't want to believe it, but I was scared. I was like, okay, something's not right. I'm gonna tell somebody. The next thing I knew, we were on the news, and apparently the students were students from our school, two students from my school, were gonna shoot up other classmates through a hit list. And when I saw that on the news, I couldn't believe it. Through a hit list. It was crazy to think that people were telling me this days before. And by the way, you can actually click on the description below. I posted articles about the incident, and I'll tell you, I mean, I was so scared to actually think that these two troubled students were possibly gonna kill people. I mean, it's very, very disturbing to think, and that there was a hit list going around and possibly I was gonna be in it. I mean, let's get this straight. The list was never revealed, so I'll never know who was on it. So I mean, I'm never gonna confirm that I was on it, but if I had people telling me, I mean, you know, what do you believe? But again, I question the fact, how in the world did they know that I was on the hit list? I think it was perhaps a joke, but I don't know. It was crazy at the time, and it was such a traumatic experience for me. And when we came back to school, I didn't know if I wanted to continue doing my speeches or not. I mean, I actually ended up doing it anyways, but I mean, the fact that man, it was scary. I mean, two people were very close to actually shooting up classmates at my school. And it doesn't matter if I was on it or not. The fact that it was so close, that has to be definitely my scariest experience ever. I mean, the reason you're probably wondering, why in the world did I share my the voice of the high school and the Obama story? Well, if I was possibly on that hit list, again, I'll never find out, I'll never know. But if I was, that had to be the reason. Because everybody, mostly everybody, there are a few that actually said, hey Adrian, you're doing a great job and you have my respect. But a lot of people, there was more negative than positive. And you know, people were upset with me left and right. So if I was on that hit list, that had to be the reason. That had to be the reason for sure. But thank God, of course, somebody spoke up, and you can actually read it in the news article. Somebody spoke up and told a couple of, I guess the police or whatever, that people were planning to shoot. But that's basically it. That's just my scariest experience. Thank God it never happened. But have you guys ever experienced a scary moment? Go ahead and share it in the comments section if you'd like, of course. But guys, that's it for me, of course. Like, comment, subscribe, share with your friends. Thanks for viewing. Until next time.